This is the final resting place of Lester Dent. Born in 1904 in La Plata, Macon County, Missouri, he was an author. A major figure in American pulp fiction, he pioneered in developing the superhero as a popular character. Dent was the principal writer of the classic Doc Savage adventure series, which first appeared as a monthly magazine from 33 to 49. He wrote all but 20 of these 181 novel-length tales. Most were credited to the publisher's house name, Kenneth Robeson. Bernard Dent was born in La Plata, Missouri, and spent much of his childhood in Wyoming, where his father was a rancher. He trained as a telegraph operator and worked in that field in Missouri and Oklahoma before selling his first pulp story, Private K. In 1929, January 31, he arrived in New York City with a contract offer from Dell Publishing to write exclusively for their magazines. But within a year, the company ran into financial difficulties, and Dent began freelancing for other pulps such as 10 Detective Aces, Crime Busters, and All Detective. The turning point came with his story, The Sinister Raid, 1932, which featured a scientific detective who used gadgets of his own invention to solve crimes. Publisher Henry W. Ralston and editor John Nanovic at Street and Smith Publications were planning a new magazine series along similar lines and immediately hired Dent to write it. Ralston came up with the name and premise of Doc Savage, but it was Dent who fleshed out the character, added a supporting cast, and minted the series mythology. The first issue of Doc Savage was the tale The Man of Bronze, appeared in March 33, and it was soon one of the top-selling pulp magazines in the market. Dent would average one Doc Savage novel a month for the next 16 years, at times employing ghostwriters to meet the demand by subjecting their work to scrupulous revisions. The hero, the mysteriously wealthy Dr. Clark Savage Jr., was trained from childhood to fight evil and possessed almost superhuman strength and ability. He was a fearless explorer, a brilliant scientist, inventor, and surgeon, and an expert in the martial arts, with the motto, "Let me do right to all and wrong no man." Doc and his first 5 assistants tirelessly scoured the globe for villains to wreak havoc on mankind. He never did away with his foes, no matter how evil. At the end, Doc often retreated to his fortress of solitude in the Arctic to recover and gain more knowledge. The imagination Dent brought to his basic theme is exemplified by the unheard gadgetry used in the hero and his nemesis. Among the things he predicted in 1930 was nuclear weapons, flying wings, night vision goggles, and the breaking of the sound barrier, and his accomplished sonic boom, light automatic weapons, and answering machines. One literary scholar noted, as a progenitor, Dent's record beat that of Jules Verne's. The author was almost as colorful as his character. At 6'2", 250 pounds, he cut a rugged figure with a humorously offset with a very prim mustache. Financial success from his writing enabled him to indulge in restless curiosity and the taste for adventure. He prospected for gold in Mexico, climbed mountains in the Alps, earned a pilot's license, became certified as an electrician and plumber, studied architecture, and traveled extensively enough to win memberships in Explorers Club. In the late 30s, he and his wife Nora lived abroad in their yacht, the Albatross, in the Caribbean, which he went diving for sunken treasure. He fed details of these experiences into his fiction to make it more believable to readers. In the 1940s, he settled permanently in his hometown of La Plata. After World War II, the competition from television and comic books began to kill off the pulp, and Doc Savage was finally canceled in 1949. Dent, who had ambitions to become a real writer, published 6 hardcore mystery novels that flattered his efforts to crash the most respectable, slick publications. His output and sales fell dramatically. When he finally sold a story to the Saturday Evening Post in 1958, after 30 years of rejections from that magazine, he felt he had realized his life ambition. He died of a heart attack soon after at the age of 54 and just missed seeing a revival of his fortunes. In 64, Bantam Books began reissuing all the Doc Savage tales as paperback novels, including them in the new generation of fans. Historians have traced Dent's key influence on a number of fictional superheroes, from Superman and Batman to Indiana Jones and the Rocketeer. And while Dent has not become a cult fixture like Pulp Fiction authors H.P. Lovecraft and Robert Howard, there is still a strong nostalgic-based demand for his work. Quality trade paperback reprints of Doc Savage novels began appearing in 2006. He died in 1959 in Kirksville, Adair County, Missouri, and he's buried here at Plata Cemetery, La Plata, Macon County, Missouri.